I had to look down at you. I know you've been here a long time. Most of you have either read or heard a lot of my testimony. So I'm just going to remind you that I have been a poll worker for 20 years. My name is Susan Voiles. My friends call me Susie. Please feel free to do so. And I was the one that discovered an extra large batch of pristine ballots, and even more remarkably, they were all marked the same. And by marked the same, I don't mean just the same machine marking. I mean every candidate was exactly the same on both sides of the ballot through those 107 that were for Joseph Biden, even the referendums, even the commissioners. So with that being said, I've offered you a little update on what's happened to me. You should all have a letter from me, actually from my attorney, stating that, well, the first letter is from Fulton County releasing me from my 20-year position. It thanked me for my service at first. It was, thank you very much, but you know your position's not guaranteed. I've been around the block enough to know exactly what they were saying. And that bothered me. A letter was sent in on my behalf designating whistleblower status. And one of my concerns is you also have a copy of the oath of office we take. And in there's a line designating that during the election I will do whatever I can to avoid any fraud, deceit, or abuse, not only during the election, but the continuance thereof. And that's when I saw these ballots, was the continuance thereof of the elections. What I'm concerned about now is that my colleagues who are upholding this same oath of office, who've been managing polls or just working in polls, to make sure that the constitutional integrity of votes is protected, are going to suffer some of the same fates and be reluctant to say, this is what I have seen. I have received nothing from Fulton County except that Richard Barron has slandered what I've worked hard over the last quite a few decades of my life to maintain my honest integrity and to maintain a good reputation. Proverbs says, a good name is to be treasured over riches. And I really believe that. And I have sought to do that in my dealings with everyone. And it just seemed rather odd to me that I did not get any response from him except an open response in the media. The other issue that I think is very interesting, even though he has not responded, my direct supervisor and some of the other supervisors have been in contact with me that they were sure I was going to be reinstated. And I don't think it's the matter of reinstatement that is of issue today. It's if we uphold our oath and we see fraud and we act upon that, how is that going to be received by any county officials? Are people going to suffer retribution? I was grateful to hear from my other supervisors that they thought I would be reinstated. The one thing I'm asking you to do is just to do your job. You guys have been wonderful. I really appreciate giving an open venue for people to discuss their concerns, but I'm asking you to protect not only me, but protect others against poll officials who are employed there from having retribution taken against them. The other thing that I've thought about is my friends who have come from communist countries, whether it's Cambodia, China, Vietnam, my friends who've come from totalitarian regimes in Venezuela and Cuba. These people came here because of what we have to offer in our country. if we, the last bastion of hope, are not going to have a commitment against communism and tyranny, we're going to be no better than what Joseph Stalin said. Remember, he said, we allow the people to cast the votes, but we decide who is elected. And I am fearful if we don't straighten out the system, that's where we're going to wind up. But thank you again for your time, and you all have a happy New Year.
Thank you. Mr. Shealy?